Dear fellow citizen, you'll notice this video is a little dark. We only have one 120 watt light on in the room. You're going to say that doesn't look like 120 watts, and I would say you are correct. The problem is I'm using a top of the line MacBook professional laptop, and it is only a few months old, so you can understand how could it work. For 2 days now, the photo booth has done this. Watch, I'll even turn on a second light, clip lamp. Wow. See, oh, there we go. Now, if I aim it at myself, you get a hint of a glow. I'm sorry, but this is insane. It looks like I have no lights on. Scandalous. Here, I'll even turn it towards the light bulb. See? I'm not making it up. They'll tell y'all he's making it up. Like when they said, our customers just don't know how to hold a cell phone with the iPhone 4's antenna gate. Apple Computer is the most corrupt company of all time. Although I'm glad there's no image here, ladies and germs, because I haven't showered yet, and I'm having what you call a bad hair life. I'm going to do this whole video in the dark because then I'm going to use it in the lawsuits against Apple. You understand? They're going to say, well, you can't expect a camera that's 4 months old to work. Really? I could have gotten a $300 fucking laptop PC that would work. People say, why don't? Here's what moron says, why don't you? An adult would say he must have his reasons. If I feel like asking him, I will. But they don't. They knee-jerk and they think, well, then you should have bought PCs. PCs have their own problems. Anything made by a corporation today is a piece of garbage. No joke. My 2003 desktop was much faster than my 2015 MacBook Pro with the finest software ever made by mankind. Also, I've done all kinds of things to fix this in the last couple of days because I was shooting freaking videos and stuff using Photo Booth, and it stopped working. Now, again, if there's something wrong with it, a pop-up window would say, your computer is da-da-da-da-da, but none did because Apple makes garbage. But we don't want to digress too much. So let us, I can't believe these motherfuckers. And people thought I was exaggerating. I said, one thing I noticed with all my MacBook Pros, this is my fourth, over 5 years. One thing I've noticed is not only do they glitch like fucking mad, but one thing that impressed me with the first one is every day it invents a new glitch. They should almost advertise that. No one can create new glitches faster than our operating system. We are the fastest computers on earth. We can produce thousands of new glitches per day. No joke. This week 10 to 15 new glitches per day. Do you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm saying on this computer, which I've had maybe 5 months, maybe as long as 6 months, I've had this computer. In those 6 months, I have seen, no joke. I'm going to tell you different categories of glitch. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying, if I counted the glitches, there's tens of thousands. No joke. In 6 months, tens of thousands of glitches. Thousands of glitches per day. It can't type. It can't count. It can't alphabetize. It can't do almost anything correctly. But a lot of those are common flaws of Mac products that I've had on all my laptops. What impressed me most was, because sometimes I would just accept that, all right, I can't do this. All right, I can't do that. I'll work around it, or I'll live with it. So every time I would accept a glitch and move on, it would create 2 more new glitches in ways that I'd never seen before. And once I eventually got over those 2 glitches, it created 3 more. And once I solved those or found another way around it, they would create 5 more glitches. Now some people would say maybe people are hacking your computer because you're a pain in the ass political activist. But sorry, Apple has too long a history of producing garbage, lying to their customers, and on and on and on. It's over. Remember, the foundations of Apple are fraud. They even stole their name, Apple Corps, from the Beatles company, which happened to be called Apple Corps. They sound a little alike. So, what was I saying? Oh, this is supposed to be a video about, this is my problem. My videos don't stick to the subject at hand. But they should, if this thing had worked, I wouldn't have had to go off on a tangent about how Apple doesn't even work. You see what I'm saying? Holy shit. Wow. I want to kill Steve Jobs so bad. I want to rip him to death, to pieces with my teeth. We're going to talk very quickly, hopefully. I argue, legally, and I don't think many people could dispute that I'm the best lawyer in America. Not one of the best, the best. And I challenge you to find any lawyers or any law schools willing to take me on even in a mock trial. Bring it on, you motherfuckers. I want to explain to you why the Republican Party in 2015 is illegal, completely illegal under every state's laws and federal laws. The Republican Party today is a criminal organization. The Republican Party 20 years ago was a criminal organization. Now they'll say, no, it isn't. Okay, well, that's not a good argument. And you can ask some Republicans to debate me. I have not yet in my decades of activism found a Republican willing to debate. Not one. It's not like, oh, most won't debate me. No, no, no. And you can't. You can't go out right now, stop 5 Republicans in the street. You can't go to a Republican convention right now and find one willing to debate me. That the Republican Party is a criminal organization, much worse than the Democratic Party, who are also arguably a criminal organization. But the analogy, I mean, the two different parties are very different in the sense that the Republican Party was invented solely to be a criminal organization, and every single thing they do has been a criminal act. It's not like, whoa, they commit a lot of crimes. No, not everything the mob does is illegal. Everything the Nazis did was legal. Pretty much everything Stalin did was legal. And not one single thing the Republicans have ever done is legal. Let me explain. As I pointed out, there is one of the many lies, not just Santa and God and those other things, spring water. You've learned that you've been lied to about pretty much everything, right? When you watch TV, oh, what do you mean that's not real laughter? It's canned laughter? Whoa, this person says they love to use this product every day. What do you mean that's an actor and not an actual customer of that product in the TV commercials? That's right. Everything is fake. Now, what they don't tell you also is that when certain things are fake, like TV commercials or sitcoms or things like that, or politicians' statements or campaign promises, none of that's legal, okay? If a TV commercial has a paid actor in it, they've just committed fraud and conspiracy. Obviously, you would want the customer to know, the viewers to know that the alleged customer in the TV commercial is an actor who's getting paid to say it's a great product. That's a horrible act of fraud. I mean, it's not even subtle. It's bold fraud. Now, their argument, people know we hire actors. No. Well, if that's true, well, then we can settle this. You're going to put paid actor at the bottom of every single ad where there's a paid actor. You see? Now, the only reason you don't do that is because you think many people aren't going to notice. Ding, 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 ding. You can't say otherwise, because then you'll gladly agree to put paid actor. If everyone knows it's a paid actor, you will agree. But you know that will undermine the propaganda of the said TV commercial. Right? When you hear laughter on a sitcom, technically, it's totally illegal. It's completely illegal. They're trying their best to trick you into thinking the show is funny, because we know that laughter is contagious, correct? So by planting the laughter there, they then make you laugh, and then you trick yourself thinking, I laughed because the show was funny, not I laughed because I was cued to laugh. Subconsciously. See? Ding, 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 ding. Laugh tracks are fraud. Now, I'm not opposed to laugh tracks, even though I usually use them ironically, if at all. They serve many purposes. However, I believe that the show should, it's against the law. I don't believe it's against the law. It's completely against the law. I believe they should put laugh track. It should have to flash every time. If I did a sitcom, and I used a laugh track, I would put artificial laughter every time there's laughter on the screen. Look at 30 Rock. That show is the funniest sitcom ever, and many people will agree with me. Funniest sitcom ever, smartest sitcom ever. No laugh track at all. How'd they pull that off? Because they were honest. Let's move on. You have no idea. Almost everything in America today is illegal. Almost everything. But let's focus on the Republican Party. We're at what? Oh shit, we're at 9 minutes. Let's move fast. I know, I digress a lot. But sometimes I digress for a purpose, to further illuminate or make the story clearer. Pardon me as I belch. So now the Republican Party. Here's one of the most important. This is in the top 5 sentences you're going to hear in your life. So pay close attention. Put the crunch and munch down, stoners. And class, let's focus. Billy, What are you writing? Put that note away. Show me that note. What are you passing to Sally? Class, focus. The Republican Party, as I say, was intended to be a criminal organization and has always been a criminal organization. Here is one of the top 5 sentences of your life. You were trained from birth to think there are 2 sides to every story. It's not true. There's one side to every story, the true side. The other so-called side is the false side. To call it a side is to validate it in a way it shouldn't be validated, right? And we see that. One side said the earth was round, and one side said the earth was flat. Now, those aren't 2 differences of opinion. Those are one side is truthful or accurate, and one side is untruthful or inaccurate. Do you see? It's not differences of opinion. All the Republicans, all conservatives said the earth revolved around the sun because the conservatives at the Vatican brainwashed them to think that. We liberals came along and fucked that up. We told the truth. We examined it. We investigated it. It turned out to be false. We knew the Vatican was false from day one. We liberals are smart. The definition of a liberal is somebody who is smarter than a Republican or a conservative. Conservative, the basic definition of a conservative is somebody who doesn't think much. They're conservative. We liberals, we think a lot of excess thinking. We're liberal with our brains. Do you see? We liberally are excessive with our thinking. Conservatives, by their very definition, don't think. They just stick to tradition. They don't challenge tradition. They obey it. They don't think. The very definition of a conservative is a person who is against thinking. A person who is against truth. They are people who are for tradition. We liberals know tradition sucks. Tradition is a terrible thing. We should always be improving, striving for better, innovating, improving. We were not happy with most of the past. We're not even happy with the present. Liberals continue to fight for a better world with more liberty. Conservatives don't want liberty because it's a challenge to their false house of cards, or their castle of cards, rather. So, am I making sense so far? I hope so. Because I'm half awake, sleep deprivation. It's only 9 o'clock right now, but it sure looks pitch black, doesn't it? Thank you, Apple computers. I know you can't expect the world's greatest computer programmers to figure out these ones and zeros. They're the richest company on the earth. Where were they going to find qualified computer programmers? They just half-assed everything because what are we going to do? I literally can't get this thing fixed. My only hope is lawsuits against Apple. They will not fix the brand new computer. They say they will. They're lying. But don't get me started. I'm going to digress again. Because you're going to go, no, you go there and you tell them you either fix this or you give me a new one. You don't know what you're talking about. But I don't want to digress. Will you, at least at some point, will you start to trust me? At some point, you got to go, CXB sounds like he's kind of smart. He sounds like he knows shit that most people don't know. Maybe that means he knows shit that people don't know. Thank you. I know a lot of shit that people don't know. I was born a detective, smarter than everyone else, and that's not something I ever asked for. You know what I mean? I didn't choose to have brown hair. I probably would prefer to have blonde hair and blue eyes, like most people, most humans. But I wasn't. I would rather be ignorant than smart. Absolutely. If I could take a pill tomorrow, why do you think I smoke pot? I smoke pot to slow me down to the speed of human, so I can be a moron like everybody else and happier. Same with alcohol. I got to slow down my smart brain so I can be a moron, so I can function in human society where everything they do is wrong and stupid and inefficient. Now, obviously, I'm generalizing. Please keep that in mind. But you get the idea. Now, do you agree yet that you're right, Christopher? There is not 2 sides of the story. There's those who say Reagan saved America, and those who say Reagan destroyed America. Okay, people say, well, there's 2 sides of the story. No, because one, the conservative one, even they said it's a lie. They said Iran is dangerous. They said Reagan armed Iran. Ergo, they said Reagan is a terrorist who armed terrorists. Yeah, I agree with you. They say Al-Qaeda and Taliban were terrorists. They said George W. Bush gave $41 million to the Taliban. I agree. They said Bush was a terrorist. But we liberals had already said that, you see? So every day the right wing says the liberals are telling the truth. The liberals are telling the truth. The liberals are telling the truth. That's why the Republicans usually won't answer questions. They plead the fifth. They dance. They change the subject. They change the subject. They kill the messenger. They kill the messenger. That's why you cannot find one Republican on the planet of Earth or one right winger or conservative willing to debate me in any form of any kind ever. Ask them. Ask any Republicans you know, family members, anyone. Watch some of these videos and then challenge me to a debate. You will not be able to find one willing to do it. I've been trying. I've asked tens of thousands of Republicans to debate me. Remember, you got the radio tapes. Me calling up WABC Radio trying to challenge Giuliani to debate actual issues. He wouldn't, not once. We know why. Now challenge me to a debate on anything and see if you get me to choke. Good luck. Very good luck to you. Let's move on. Can we agree? There's not two sides to every story. There's the false side and there's the truthful side. Now, it's also a little confusing. I hate to fucking have to qualify some of these statements because then it just digresses and defocuses the argument. Certainly, not everyone likes, I hate broccoli on my pizza. I hate ketchup on my French fries. Now, lots of people like ketchup on their, well, this is a bad analogy too. Most people I know put ketchup on their fries. They would say, I love ketchup on my fries. I would say, I hate ketchup on my fries. That misleads you in thinking, well, there's two sides of the story right there. Two different opinions, completely opposite. One loves ketchup on their fries, one hates ketchup on their fries. But this analogy is bad. There are examples like that are legit, but I used a bad analogy that was very simple and clear, but it's a bad analogy because if you try this yourself, go. I want you to try eating French fries with salt with no ketchup. Then eat fries with ketchup. Do it in the dark or close your eyes and be honest. You have to actually stop and catch yourself and you have to say, which was tastier? And a lot of people go, you're actually kind of right. It is better without the ketchup. Most people put ketchup on their fries. Why? Because that's what they were trained to do from birth. It's not. I argue it's not real. It's not a matter of taste. I used to love ketchup on my fries too. And then one day I didn't have ketchup and I realized, fuck, the ketchup doesn't make the fries tastier. The ketchup actually takes away. We're lucky. Fries are lucky they're so delicious that the ketchup can't hurt them too much. But I realized one day, wait a minute, I was fucking lied to again. So it's a bad analogy using fries and ketchup. There are even that. I could say some people love the Rolling Stones and some people hate the Rolling Stones. Nope. I can prove to you that the people who think they love the Rolling Stones are lying to themselves. Now, this is also a bad analogy because there are people out there who really hate intelligent music and they like, the dumbest, most cliche bar chords and stuff like that, and retreads and uncreative music and totally uninspired music made just for money. And not all the Rolling Stones music is bad, obviously. I'm generalizing, but I can prove that. But I do agree that not all humans have the same taste. I agree with that. And it's not all brainwashing or social conditioning. I agree. We don't all have the exact same taste. Yes. So we mistake that as, see, there's different opinions in this world. But in most areas, in most categories, in most disagreements, you're going to find, like, for example, a woman might say, I want the seat up, and a man might say he wants the seat down. You would say, well, there's two sides there. You have two different opinions. But if you were to hear them actually debate it out on point by point, you're going to see the man wins on that category. Do you see? It's not that there were two opinions. There was an incorrect opinion. The woman was too lazy to lower the seat. You could argue the man's too lazy to raise the seat. Again, like I said, there are exceptions to the rule, but overall, you're going to find most disagreements. There's one honest side and one dishonest side. Now, you can have both sides sort of dishonest and sort of honest. It can get gray at times. But if you look, you see it's all lies every time. Example, the right-wingers say life is sacred. We're pro-life. Okay. And then they say, yay for the death penalty. You see, they're lying. Now, the liberals, or so-called liberals, would say abortion is great and death penalty is bad. So they're almost as double-faced, two-faced as the Republicans are in most categories. In this one, they would be equally two-faced. I go further than everybody. I say that childbirth is a crime. I say that giving birth is an unethical crime. You are without the child has no say in the matter at all. You're forcing them not only to live 80 years as a slave, but in a world you know is horrible. And even when the world wasn't this horrible, life is a series of endless heartbreak. It is literally a no-win situation. Life. I don't mean just because everyone's going to die in the end anyhow. I mean, it is impossible to live a life without suffering. It's the way we're wired. Example, I could meet the perfect girl and live happily ever after. But men will tell you this. I'm going to have heartbreak every day. When I look into the waitress's eyes and she's a beautiful 21-year-old, my heart just broke. It hurts. It hurts. When I see my friend and his girlfriend is charming and funny as hell, it doesn't matter that I have a girl who's amazing who I'm madly in love with. Men are wired to be in love with more than one, right? Envy, all of these forces that were wired into us by Mother Nature, none of them are our choices. Jealousy, envy, etc., etc., etc. These are all in there to make sure we're miserable. Just like all living creatures are miserable. They all have to live in fear. They all have to search for food every day. It's a chore. We know this. Life for almost all sentient beings is a fucking boring hamster wheel, a treadmill of pointless repetition. Do you know how much water I've wasted in my life brushing my teeth? Think about that. One human wasting that much water just to brush their teeth 2 or 3 times a day? That's fucked up. If that sounds like joy to you, you're lying. It's slavery. We're all slaves. Life is a miserable condition. It is not just a joke to say there is a fate worse than death, and it's called life. It is literally true, and I can go on and prove it more if you doubt me. Try to argue with me in the comments, you fuckers. Let's move on. Can you name me one argument the Republicans have ever made that's true? Now, it can't be something like, they said Obama would fucking increase our deficit. We liberals said that first. Suck a dick. You can't name one. You understand? There weren't two opinions to the story. The Republicans told you that tobacco was good for you. The liberals said it wasn't. Today, the Republicans say the liberals were right. Where'd that other opinion go? Why did they all change their opinion? There's not many Republicans or conservatives today who say the earth is flat. They all 100% said the earth was flat. Today, none of them say the earth is flat. Their so-called opinion wasn't really an opinion at all, was it? In fact, it was nothing more than misinformation, right? Some of these were disinformation, but a lot of them are just plain old misinformation, right? Every person who voted Republican only voted Republican because they were given misinformation. It wasn't they were given a different viewpoint. They were given a false viewpoint. I don't think it's honest to call that an opposing viewpoint because it makes it sound like it's on an equal level as the true viewpoint. Do you see? And in a court of law, under our current laws, they're fuck out of luck. If they report, remember, everything the Republicans claim they're for today is an easily proven lie. Fiscal conservatism? Giuliani was the most fiscally liberal mayor in New York City history, other than Republican Bloomberg, 3-time Republican candidate Bloomberg. Who was the most liberal president in U.S. history financially? Ronald Reagan, tripled the debt. Obama's not even, I don't think Obama's even going to double it, is he? We'll see. But again, Obama's a Republican. You could say, no, he's a Democrat. Really? Then why did he expand almost all of Bush Cheney's policies? Well, I don't know the answer. That's correct. You don't know the answer. It's because he was put up by the Manchurians or whatever, and a lot of billionaires funded his campaign. Go back and look, suckers. You got tricked. You got played. That's a lie. When they claimed he was a Democrat, that was fraud. They could be arrested. He could be arrested. Yes. But now my point is the Republicans never, ever, ever, ever don't lie. Obama told the truth a few times, but the Republicans never, ever tell the truth. Their entire policy is never tell truth. Remember, they've even said that. They've said, even if you disagree with another Republican, you don't say it. You lie. You go along with the flow. That's the Republican motto. No Republican criticizes another Republican. That's one reason why they're more effective than the liberals. But in a court of law, it would hang them as being more duplicitous than the Democrats. Do you see? The Democrats fight with each other because they're honest. honest disagreements. Republicans are more efficient as a criminal organization. Ain't no rats around here. Nobody's ratting on us. The Republicans, Rudy and Bloomberg ran for mayor in New York City on the Republican ballot. Rudy also ran on the liberal ballot. Bloomberg ran on the Republican ticket and the Independence Party ticket. Neither one of them put the word Republican on any of their TV commercials, radio ads, or flyers. And Bloomberg flooded the city with shit. The most flyers and advertising in human history. Look it up. Not even a secret. Now, if they didn't mention they were on the Republican ballot, you can arrest them right now. Because there's only one reason they left that off. This is a Democrat town. You could say, well, if it's a Democrat town, why didn't they run as a Democrat? If they wanted to win over all the Democratic voters, why not run as a Democrat? Because they were put up by the Republican machine and the billionaires. And the Democratic voters wouldn't have gone for them in the Democratic primaries. Do you see? I mean, now I'm digressing away. I'm getting way too deep. We don't need to go this far. Sorry. Let me wrap this up with a few more small points. I'm not sure I've fully made my argument so far or that compellingly. I think I have, but I like to do a little bit of overkill to make it, to resolve it. So let's not waste any time here even thinking about it. Let's just completely shut this down right now. Let's nip this in the bud. So, everything about the Republican Party is a criminal fraud on its own customers and the American people. Everything about them. Their campaign ads are lies. I know I'm a vegetable right now. Sorry. Again, I feel like I'm about to crash. I went to bed at what, noon? You have no idea how much work I have to do. Even now, I'm neglecting fucking massive amounts of legal work. Federal judge just ordered me to write like 700,000 pages. I cannot physically do it. So I'm going to have to figure out some solution. Focus. I'm not high. I wish. Don't need to be high. I'm fucking drunk on sleep deprivation. Was there one other key point here we can make to hammer this home? You'll notice the Republicans have never once kept their story straight, as I showed you with any category you want. Terrorism, the war on drugs. These are people who say we need to outlaw marijuana. Why? Because it's bad for us. Okay. And you agree that big pharmaceuticals killed more people in one day than marijuana did in 1,000 years. So there goes that argument. You could see that. There's a reason why Bill Maher and Jon Stewart never cower from a debate, and Rush Limbaugh has never not cowered from a debate. If Rush Limbaugh doesn't debate, here's a fun fact for you. If Rush Limbaugh doesn't debate his opponents when they challenge him, you could arrest him. People say, what? How? Because it's an admission of fraud. No, it isn't. Really? Then debate me, you motherfuckers. There's only one reason. If he was right, he would be challenging them to a debate because his facts will blow them apart. But not only does he think his facts can't blow them apart, he doesn't even think his rhetoric and his slipperiness can defeat a Bill Maher or a Jon Stewart. And he's right. Because they're smarter than him and funnier than him and maybe more bombastic than him and by telling the truth, they have many more tools at their arsenal to completely humiliate Rush Limbaugh. So Rush Limbaugh, he just says every day, I could beat the shit out of them in a boxing match. And they say, all right, let's get in the boxing ring. And he says, I'm busy. I'm busy the next 5,000 days. I'm sorry. Maybe call me next century and I might have some free time. That's how he would operate. And it's easy to test this. The problem is nobody in law enforcement in America cares. That's why the rich corporations fund the attorney generals, right? Now, by law, it shouldn't even be legal, should it? For a corporation to make campaign donations to any politician. It shouldn't be legal. That's on its face, that's conspiracy. Is it not conspiracy to commit crimes like fraud, etc.? Of course it is. Why else are you paying so much money? Because you just like what they stand for and think they're going to do with it? Let's debate this one, you motherfuckers, you fucking liars. How can an attorney general do his job if the biggest criminals in society put him in the job? It doesn't even make any fucking sense. It's completely, utterly illegal under the 14th Amendment, 14th the equal protection and due process, etc. Come on. Where's the ACLU on this? You know where they are. They're sleeping. That's my old joke. Why does the right wing always win? Because the left wing doesn't wake up until 2 p.m. Fucking liberals. And again, also here's another point I should make. I'm doing bad when I call them the right wing. I'm doing a bad thing because they coined that for an obvious reason. Because even if we think, well, that doesn't mean they're correct. They're not saying they're the correct wing. It's like, no, that's why they used the term, you dumb fucks. It's called the right wing because it's like a subliminal, except not. Just letting you know they're the right wing. And the left wing, who coined it the left? Because what does left mean? Left means abandon. I wrote an essay when I was a teenager called Now I Know Why It's Called the Left, because I'm out of here. Because again, they're dumber than the right wing is dishonest. And the liberals never learn from past mistakes. They're idiots. Now, they're smarter than Republicans, but not smarter than the Republicans' dirty tricks. Do you see? And again, it's not the Republicans who are clever. It's the brass. It's the top con artists. The Republican sheeple are dumb as fucking dumb gets, obviously. If you want to make money, you're not going to target the people who are really smart because they might not buy your snake oil. If you want to make money in this life, you have to target the imbeciles. L. Ron Hubbard, or the Catholic Church. You need to prey on the dumb motherfuckers if you really want to get rich easily. It's not even a secret. It's 2015, ladies and germs, and the Republicans have been proven wrong on everything. Now, again, remember here, they can't say, well, we made honest mistakes with that Earth is flat and Earth is the center of the universe and tobacco is good for you and anybody who says otherwise is using quack science and the climate change. We made honest mistakes when we said what do you call it? My brain is fucking misfiring like mad because they tortured me in Rikers as well. It's going to take 2 more years before my brain. Wait till you hear what I sound like when my brain works. I'm pretty fucking sharp. They can't claim as honest mistakes because in 100% of situations, they eventually said, okay, the liberals were completely right. There was no weapons of mass destruction. George Bush got up on TV and said there were no weapons of mass destruction. Dwight D. Eisenhower, Republican general hero from World War II, he got on TV and said the liberals are completely right. It's not the commies you have to be afraid of. It's the military-industrial complex who created the Cold War and tell you need to fear the commies, so you better give all your money to them so they can buy big guns and weapons to make sure the commies don't invade us. Unbelievable. It's even more ironic considering the Republicans worship communism. Government-run monopolies like police, government-run monopolies like the military, government-run monopolies like the fire department, government-run monopolies like the CIA, government-run monopolies like the FBI, government-run monopolies like the NSA. Shall I go on? Again, we can show the Republicans contradict themselves on every issue every day. Every issue, every day, always. Now, I certainly am on record already saying liberals contradict themselves all the time too. Remember, one of my favorite proverbs is there are only 2 types of humans, fake liberals and fake conservatives. And that's really true. However, as a general rule, liberals are still more honest than the morons of the right wing. I mean, the wrong wing. And again, wait, let me digress back to that. How words matter, okay? We shouldn't call liberals the left wing. We should just call them libs. And we shouldn't call the right wing. We call them wrong wing, or you call them cons. I don't use it because it's not popular enough in society. If I say cons, some people will get confused, you see? Until enough of us call them cons. So con automatically means Republican right-winger. Conservatives, cons, we can't use the word until society understands what the word means, invariably. Otherwise, I go with the easier right-wing or Republican. People go, oh, now I know what you mean, right-wingers, okay. But no, I mean wrong-wingers. But if I say wrong-wingers in general conversation, people are going to go, wrong wing? Do you mean, oh, I get it. You mean the right wing? But I get it. Oh, you're saying they're the wrong wing, not the right wing. That's clever. But you see, it confuses. When you're trying to communicate with people, you have to unfortunately use incorrect language they use. If I say brown and peach, if I'm accurate and I say brown and peach, you'll get confused. And it might take you a moment and you go, brown and peach, what's he talking? Oh, he's saying that nobody's black and white. Everybody's brown and peach. Yeah, he's right. But now we've just whatever he was saying when he said brown and peach is now lost on this tangential digression. Tangential digression. That should be the name of one of my books. Tangential digressions from your philosopher extraordinaire, Christopher Xanadu Brozier. You follow me? Like, the Republicans are much better than the left with linguistics and propaganda because they're better at deception. The left wing can't win until they start to. I mean, we win sometimes just on sheer power. It's like all the facts back us up. You can stall, but you're going to lose. You're going to lose in the gay marriage. You're going to lose in the legal weed. You're going to lose on everything you're fighting now, just like you lost everything in the past. You tried to stop free speech. You tried to stop the Bill of Rights. You tried to stop us ending slavery. You can't win. The Republicans never win in the end. They just destroy billions of people's lives in the process until the truth eventually comes out. We're just pissing into the wind. I mean, they are. You understand what I'm saying? Now, they wouldn't work so well if the liberals were a little smarter. And I often say to the liberals, you got to use their tricks against them. That's not immoral. You know what I mean? When Israel uses Nazi tactics against its enemies, that's immoral. If Israel used Nazi techniques against the Nazis, that would not be immoral. It would be fair. Do you see? Tit for tat. It would be, I'm giving you a taste of your own medicine. Does that make sense to you? I hope so. If Israel uses Nazi tactics on other people, that's even more evil than the Nazis using those tactics on the Jews, because Israel should be a little more sympathetic to Nazism than the Nazis were. So does that make sense? I hope I'm not talking too fast for you. It's not immoral for the left wing to use the right wing's tactics against the right wing. They use language better than us. When they started calling God intelligent design, I was like, damn, that's good. That is some clever shit. Intelligent design. It means there must be a creator rather than random stupid nature. And I was like, fuck, that is clever. I applaud you. Intelligent design is a brilliant marketing term. Same with pro-life. Now, you can't find me too many pro-lifers who admit to being pro-life. Just like you can't find me many Christians in America who have anything in common with Christ or his teachings. Every Christian in America lives exactly the opposite of Christ. Easy to prove. There's a few who are a little more sincere, but I'm talking generally again here. They're not pro-life. They will boldly tell you, do you believe in the death penalty? Fuck yeah. Do you believe we should have killed those Nazis? Hell yeah. Do you think when a nation attacks us, we can fight back and slaughter them? Hell yes. So you're not pro-life. Fuck you should take your meds. Oh, why don't you put your 10 fall back on your bro? Fucking liberal with your liberty. I hate liberty and liberals. Remember, you see that now. The right-wingers can't keep their story straight on anything. They don't even know where they stand. You had fucking Kim Davis and those right-wing nutjobs, even though she was a Democrat, you might notice, and she was put in jail by a conservative Republican Christian judge appointed by W. Bush. Right? Gay marriage was pushed through by a Republican-appointed judge by Ronald Reagan, the Republicans' God. So the Republicans now are on record saying, we Republicans gave you gay marriage. But the Republicans say gay marriage is wrong. So which story is it this second? Even they don't know. When I try to argue with Republicans, you can almost see the smoke coming out of their ears. They're lost. Not every day, but it's so much fun. Go on any right-wing website on Facebook or wherever and write, I'm a right-winger and I can't stand these communists in the police department and the military. We need to get rid of communism and have police and military open to free market principles, and we got to get rid of their unions, the police unions, we got to get rid of that. And you're going to see most Republicans are going to go, wait, I'm confused. You saw that in the last presidential debate, Republican debate. You had Chris Christie saying, I believe in states' rights, but I don't believe in states' rights on whether they should be able to legalize weed. Then Rand Paul speaks up and he says, I'm sorry, but I support legalizing weed because I believe in states' rights. And Mr. Christie is wrong. All the other Republicans who had gone on about states' rights, watch it again, not one intervenes. They're all scared shitless. Because now they're like, you're right. Either we get caught lying or else we get caught lying. Either if you say you're for states' rights, you got caught lying when marijuana comes up. And if you're against marijuana, you just got caught lying because you said you were for states' rights. You understand? They've all painted themselves in a corner. That's why you have politicians won't answer questions. Or you saw in that, watch that debate. They almost never answer moderators' questions because if they answer the question, they're fucked. If they give a straight answer, they're fucked. You know why? Because they were lying. If they were telling the truth, they wouldn't be afraid to answer questions. Watch how many questions Bernie Sanders dodges in the Democrat debates coming up. Hillary, oh my God, she is right. This is what I hate when people say Hillary's not a fucking Democrat. She's not a liberal by any stretch of the imagination. Are you fucking nuts? She's more right-wing than fucking they are. It's, again, not open to debate. Bill Clinton was the most right-wing president, most wrong-wing president in U.S. history. The shit he did was sick. He gutted welfare. He tried to he outlawed free speech on the web. And the Supreme Court shot that motherfucking Nazi down. He did a lot of creepy right-wing shit that even the Republicans wouldn't dare do. We're at 41 minutes. Let's stop. Ladies and germs, I'm going to end it right around there. The point again is, under current laws, the Republican Party, by its own admission, is a flip-flopping business, and they lie every day for monetary gain. I can go into greater detail if you'd like. But remember this lesson, and please, if you agree, help spread the word. It's time to shut down these snake oil salesmen. Right? Let's put it on a referendum ballot. There's a letter in today's Daily News that says that. It's about the horse carriages. The new mayor is a Democrat who's actually pretty liberal, and he campaigned promising to get rid of the horse carriages in New York City. That was one of his three big points, campaign promises. And so every day the newspapers and the fake letters they plant in them say, this mayor's crazy trying to put these people out of work, and this is not what the public wants. The public wants these horse carriages. And not one of them has said, let's do a referendum on it. Here's how you know. Now, again, remember, they would say in a court of law, I really believe that. I'm like, well, then you would have said, let's put it to a vote. You can tell when somebody's lying. They don't say, let's put it to a vote. When somebody says the public agrees with me and doesn't follow with it, let's put a referendum on the next November ballot. We're spending the money on the election anyhow. It won't cost almost a penny more to add another question on the ballot, which is, should we do this or should we not? Now, they have a super problem. No person, no reporter, no editor, no human in New York City can say that the public, in polls, and this is what they do too, sometimes they say, in polls it shows that the public is against the mayor. No, we did a real poll. Because remember, your polls, they can fudge them. Nobody verifies any poll. They're never, ever fact-checked or verified. And you know why. That's why Stalin and Hitler used them so much. But now, there's a little bit more verification for the 2013 mayoral election. The public was given a choice. Do you want Republican Lispin Loda, who promises to stick up for the NYPD against the war on cops, promises to stick up for the charter schools, for profit schools, and use tax dollars to make these people millionaires? He stands for the horse carriages. Yeah. And he got arguably the worst beatdown in U.S. history, electoral history, in a non-incumbent race, an open election, no incumbents. Because when you're an incumbent, you win 95% of the time without doing anything. And you know why that is. Lots of reasons. Don't get me started. Don't let me digress. Loda lost 75% of the vote. He had millions of dollars backing him up. But the people in New York City, he didn't have enough to bribe all the journalists. And the voters were fed up with the lies of the Republicans for 20 years. Everything they had told, everything Giuliani and Bloomberg promised us turned out to be false. Game over. So Loda lost 75% of the vote. I've never in my life, and if you can find some, please post it here, where a non-incumbent won 75% of the vote, also without spending almost any money. De Blasio spent the same, forget inflation, de Blasio spent almost the same amount of money as Giuliani 23 years ago. But Rudy didn't get 75% of the vote. De Blasio got 75% of the vote. Now they would say, well, it's because he's a Democrat in Democrat town. No. You missed the point. It was all over the papers and his ads that what he was going to do. And the people, even the rich, they like to leave this out. He won every demographic. There wasn't one group who voted for the police. Not one group voted for charter schools. Not one demographic in New York City voted to save the horse carriages. We had an election. We had a referendum on this. Those were de Blasio's key points. And it was all over the news. You understand? There's no secrecy here. And he's keeping his promise. But the horse carriage people are planting, because there's not a lot of money in that industry, but they want to save their dirty jobs. So they're planting fake articles, fake stories. They're planting, and I understand there's some nostalgia. A lot of us miss slavery. I would love to have a black guy go get my dinner right now. We all agree. Slavery, yeah, there's a lot of awesome things to be said for slavery. Yes. Who wouldn't want some black person to do their laundry? We all would. That doesn't make it any less despicable, people. Let's try and be honest and mature. I know it's never happened before, but let's try it. You see, these fuckers, they just lie every day. Now, again, remember, lying is illegal in America if it's for monetary gain. Lying is illegal. It'd be funny to test that out, the fraud statutes and stuff, on married couples and things like that. You know what I mean? The woman lies that she loves her husband because he's rich. It'd be fascinating because technically it is illegal. But of course, in New York, for instance, adultery is technically illegal. Right? Sodomy is still illegal down south. But I bet you a lot of those Republicans like to have their dickie sucked. They're liars, hypocrites, and frauds. That was a stupid thing Bill Clinton. When Bill Clinton got caught cheating on his wife, he should have been intelligent and said, maybe you didn't get the memo, but I'm a liberal. No, he isn't, but they said he was, so he should have gone with it. He should have said, you said I'm a liberal. Well, you know what our 1960s liberals believe in? We believe in free love and open relationships. I love my wife, but I also like me some young, fresh pussy. I'm a liberal. I kept to my campaign promises. When a conservative cheats on his wife, that's a scandal, because the conservatives were the ones who said, we do not believe in free love. We do not believe in open relationships. We do not believe in any of these things. We solely believe in the sanctity of marriage. You see, when a liberal politician cheats on his wife, that's not a scandal. When a conservative politician cheats on his wife, that's a huge fucking scandal. And under their own laws, I think most states still have adultery laws. You could arrest those. When Giuliani cheated on his wife, some people pointed that out. It's like, oh, Rudy, you said you were a crime fighter, but you just got caught again committing a crime. You said no crime's too small. In fact, he focused on the small crimes, broken windows. He called it. He said, we go after the small crimes. We ignore the big crimes like murder and rape, because if you bust people for smoking pot or drinking beer in a park, there will be less murder and rape automatically, because it sends a message to them. We know you were going to drink and then go rape, but now that you're in jail overnight for drinking, you can't go rape. Ha ha ha. It was asinine, and every single reporter in New York City said, what a brilliant idea. I do believe it was because they got billions in tax dollars from Rudy Giuliani, who stole all that money from us, and MTA funds, but maybe I'm wrong. So why is no one willing to debate me? Oh, because I ain't got time to debate that asshole. Well, that's a pretty solid rebuttal. Yeah. Who could see through that? Apparently not most people. Fuck, I can't believe I'm doing a 50-minute fucking video. But you see me, I'm trying to throw the kitchen sink in here, because I only have so many of these I can make. In 3 weeks, I'm fucked. They're going to have me back fucking hiding in abandoned buildings or whatever, just to stay out of the fucking wind. They have ruined my life, chased me, so I can't let the public know the truth. I'm Julian Assange, except I don't have a fucking embassy here I can hide in. We can make the world a better place, but not if we don't eradicate republicanism. It's a criminal fraud. Just like religion was intended to be a criminal fraud. Religion in America is illegal under all laws, and the First Amendment doesn't trump it. To say Congress can pass no law respecting religion or disrespecting religion is not remotely the same thing as saying, well, now that they're religious, they can break all the other laws, right? Even they agree with that. They say just because you have religion, doesn't mean you can do anything you want. Human sacrifice. No Republican says, no, a church of weed, that means they can get around all the laws because it's a religion and they can smoke weed. Nope. Even the Republicans say the religious clause doesn't mean a religion can do whatever it wants. Ding, 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 ding. So religion is legal until the moment it deceives its customers. Religion is legal until the moment it gets a tax break. Religion in America is legal until the moment it gets a tax break. And then you and I end up subsidizing their nutsiness, their insanity. You have a right to be insane in America. You just don't have a right to be insane and steal our tax dollars using lies and fraud. Remember that, ladies and germs. Say it loud and proud. We should flood this country with bumper stickers. Tax the church. It's already illegal under the First Amendment. But I'm talking about in other videos. Over and out.